And here we go. This game is going to be League Champion Nick Satan versus Chime. It's the Dream-A-Wish Foundation versus Conspicuous Disunion. Halflings versus Necro. So it looks like we have indeed sweltering heat for this game. What else do we have? So the Dream-A-Wish Foundation will be on offense. Halflings tend to be at very low AV. So he picked up a wizard. He picked up a Cindy Pie Whistle. Cindy Pie Whistle's a bombardier. Let's see. What else did he pick up? He's got the chef naturally. Halflings get the Halfling Master Chef at a steep discount. Also picked up an assistant coach. So the assistant coach helps on the brilliant coaching result to get extra rerolls. That Halfling Master Chef, right after the kickoff, you're going to roll 3d6. And for every 4+, you gain a reroll. Your opponent loses a reroll. So Conspicuous Disunion can theoretically start this turn with no rerolls. Instead, they're going to lose 2. So the Dream-A-Wish Foundation starts the half with 5 rerolls versus 1 for the Necro team. These Necro teams, remember, their ball carriers are the werewolves and the ghouls. If they are removed, nobody is an effective ball carrier on this roster. So Chime really needs to protect these pieces. It can be a little tricky with the werewolf because the werewolf is a frenzy player. We talked about frenzy earlier in the evening. Great for getting block dice and removing players, knocking down players. Bad for positioning. Oh, the big tree punch gets a stun out of this. But with Claw can be very effective against these trees. He'll need to get a lot of assists, but if he can get the assists on a tree, this tree's a strength 6, so for the werewolf, he would need 4 assists for a 2-die block. But if he can get those 4 assists, if he can get those 4 assists and gets the armor break, instead of an 11+ for armor, it's an 8+. Cindy Pie Whistle on the bomb toss, going after those very important pieces. But they've been training this week for this matchup. They know how to shrug off bombs. Eagle TSI says, I cannot believe they don't show a weather icon at the top of the screen. Yeah, I wish they would do that. El Numerino, welcome to the stream. Hank the Ranger says, yay for the weather, I just joined. Apostab says, have you ever tried to cook in sweltering heat? I think Halfling Master Chef should be less effective. It's really hot. Good pickup by Ralph, the number 8. Halfling hopeful. Ralph, the ball carrier for this first drive of the game. He's going to advance the ball up to the 8-yard line. Black Wolf asks, who won the last one? Moob. Moob won 2-1 against War Horseman. It was a fun game to watch. Elder Marina says working replays would be pretty sweet too. Yeah, that would be nice. Hank the Ranger says, hey, but those bombs are just pies. The werewolf's looking hungry. You know what? You're right. They are just pies, and I think the werewolf hasn't eaten dinner today. 1-die blitz by Mickey version 0.1. Doesn't follow up. So the Halfling team, right, they're very, very frail. Strength of 2 is weak. AV 8+ isn't great, but that's just on the Halfling. Hefty. The normal Halflings here have an AV of 7+. They are stunty. They do have dodge. They can get to where they need to be. The Halfling team has not 1 but 2 treemen, and unlike Wood Elf treemen, they have this timber trait, so it's easier for them to stand up if they get knocked down, and that's because this Halfling team generally relies on those treemen in order to win games. Those treemen are available so that the Halflings have ample opportunity to chuck a fling downfield to try to score. So these trees, they're very slow, but you have 2 of them. And the further you march them down pitch, the easier it is to do the old fling to get into the end zone. That's very true. They don't have loner either. That's correct. Yeah, that's a huge, huge difference. Conspicuous Disunion on defense. Here's the blitz by the Wraith. The Wraith are the Necro Blitzers. Double pals on the blitz here. Needs just the 7+ to break the armor of Charles, the level 2 halfling hopeful I don't know why I got tongue-tied on that. There's the armor break. There's the removal. One-man player advantage now for Conspicuous Disunion. Oppo stabs us, says, any skills on the bed sheets? Yeah, guard on number 11. So number 11 is level 2. He's picked up the guard skill. Number 12 is a rookie. Turn 2 now for the Dream of Wish Foundation. Sponsor Eleanor, the tree, is going to get the knockdown on the Flesh Golem. The Flesh Golems are strength 4. They also have stand firm, so they can stay right where they are instead of getting pushed backwards. 2-die block on the zombie of Mr. Hyde's going to be a POW. The trees have Mighty Blow. They also have Brawler. We've seen both of these skills earlier this evening. So he picked up Brawler on both of them. Oh no, he picked up Brawler on one of them. So there's block on one, Brawler on the other. Nick Satan, the current league champion, the only 2-time league champion in league history. Won Season 1 with a Chaos team, won last season, Season 4, with a Lizardman team. Cindy Pie Whistle on the bomb toss, trying to take out the Wraith, it looks like. But that's an inaccurate pass. And nobody's going to get blowed up. Bloated up. Nerf, welcome to stream. Nerf says sweltering heat. Yes, indeed. Sweltering heat. The way sweltering heat works is at the end of this drive, up to 3 players from both teams will be out of the drive with heat stroke. So it's a D3 roll, and both teams are affected equally. So if it's a 2, then both teams will lose 2 random players. Those players are guaranteed to come back on the next drive. So you can't have the same players out with heat stroke each turn. Or each drive, I should say. Or in back-to-back drives, really. 11 seconds on the clock here in turn 2 for the Dream of Wish Foundation. Their goal, other than just trying to push forward with the trees and set up the halfling toss, is to stay alive. They need to stay alive. Oppo Stabs us says, I heard someone say earlier today that the Master Chef can't steal the leader reroll. Is that true? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's true. I'm pretty sure the Master Chef steals your team rerolls, and leader is not one of those, right? So they can't steal, they can't take away anything other than team rerolls. Onyx Chaos with the follow. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. Werewolf Blitz on the right side. 1-die Blitz on Sponsor Patty. So this is what we were just talking about. 8+ breaks armor. Got the KO on the tree. Very well done by Chime. We were just discussing this. He didn't get the extra assist for the 2-die. Took the 1-die. Got the POW. That tree was no longer an 11+. Claw treats your armor as if it is an 8+. Got rid of one of the 2 treemen on that blitz. Very well done. Move says I'm broke now after that last game replacing dead players. I'm pretty sure for my next game, my week 2 game, I'm down 5 players. So that's going to be a swell time. I'm going to have a blast. And by a blast, I'm going to be just waiting for the turns to end. Getting the turn started with Cindy Pie Whistle. Woo! Three-die block, 3-die blitz, 3-die block on the ball carrier Not on the ball carrier. What am I talking about? On the number 12 Wraith. Gets the knockdown here. No armor break. I think if I come out of my week 2 game just with no more injuries, I'm going to count that as a win. Here's the foul on the Wraith. Trying to get this Wraith off the pitch. Doesn't get anything other than a stun, but does not get called off. The ref can't see that in this sweltering heat, in this haze, behind a tree. You can't see what's going on there. Look, we don't make enough money in the league to have more than one ref, all right? I'm sorry. Concessions have to be made. They just want to get in the shade of the tree. El Nebrino says, it's a flying sheet. What's there to foul? You know what? If I knocked down your clothesline and stepped on it, I bet you you'd be in a foul mood. 10 seconds to go in turn 3 here for the Dream and Wish Foundation. Still hanging on to the ball on their own 6-yard line. Remember, the Dream and Wish Foundation's hanging on to that wizard. I don't know if we mentioned that, but that wizard is going to... So you can see here, he'll have to choose one of these before activating it, before it's time to activate it. You can see the fireball, you can use it at the start of an opponent's turn, or immediately at the end of an opponent's turn. You can use Zap at the start of one of your turns, right? Or immediately at the end of one of your turns. So whichever one you've selected, the game will prompt you at the appropriate time to use that. That fireball is it affects a 3x3 grid of squares anywhere on the pitch. And every player in that square will roll a d6 on a 4+. They're going to get hit by the fireball, and it's going to be an armor break. The Zap, instead, you're going to roll against their... Is it their strength? I think that's right. D6 plus strength. Regardless, it affects one piece, and if you succeed on the roll, you turn them into a frog. And when they're a frog, they don't have any hands. They have a strength of 1. I think their AV is 6+. And if you can knock them down, you automatically remove them from the game. So that can be very, very useful in a matchup like this against this Necro team, right? They have just the 2 ball carriers on the pitch right now. They do have number 14 waiting in reserve. But if you can get, 2 of those guys off the pitch, you can zap the third and then permanently remove that piece. Even if you don't get these other 2 guys off the pitch, it's a great way to get rid of that werewolf if you can't get rid of the werewolf in a more traditional way. "29 seconds to go in turn 3 for Conspicuous Disunion." That's right, turn the werewolf into a frog. So he does have... Wait, I don't think he has Zap selected. Oh, he did have Zap selected. All right, he did exactly what we just talked about. I think that's a good call. So he zapped the werewolf. Oh, Nuffle. There he goes. He's going to remove the Black Knight from the pitch. Very well done here. Good use of the wizard. Wait, that's an auto removal. Am I I could have sworn that was an auto removal. Oh, it's not a 6+, it's a 5+. It's clearly not an auto removal. All right, fair enough. Auto removal's on the Fanatic. It's on the ball and chain guy. That's what it is. Yeah, all the injuries default to badly hurt. Yeah, very well played here by Nick Satan. So spent the zap on the werewolf to get rid of the werewolf, and then remove the werewolf on the foul. Tried to block down the the werewolf, got a stun out of it, fouled at the end of the turn, got rid of the werewolf. Very well done. And now they do not have to worry about the werewolf. Wait, what is going on? Hold on, I'm getting my rulebook. I feel like I'm just speaking out of my ass here. Ahem, here we go. You may cast this spell either at the start of any of the opposition team's turns before any player is activated. Let's get through the good stuff. If the roll is equal to or higher than the player's strength characteristic or is a natural 6, that player turns into a frog for the remainder of the drive, after which the coach will secure emergency magical assistance to turn the player back into their original form. If the roll is lower than the player's strength characteristic, the player develops a fresh crop of warts, but the spell has no further effect. If the player was in possession of the ball where they turn into a frog, it is dropped and will bounce. When a roll on the casualty table is required against the frog, no roll is made. Instead, it is automatically treated as if its badly hurt result has been rolled. The frog must miss the rest of the game and cannot be patched up by an apothecary because it's a frog. At the end of the game, the player is returned to the normal state with no ill effects. So was that just a KO then? He didn't get a Kaz out of it? No. The KO... No, all casualties are badly hurt. So if it was a KO, that's not a casualty. That's an injury. Yeah. That's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. But still, he might be able to convert this into a touchdown. Two-die block against Ralph here, gets the POW. And now the halflings are starting to get removed from the pitch. They're trying to... they want vengeance. They want vengeance from Mr. Wickles. Halflings lost possession of the ball here. One die on sponsor Eleanor. Or one die by sponsor Eleanor. Gets the knockdown. Oh, man. So, you know, I did that exact same tactic. Again, I think it was actually against Chime. I think it was Chime. I don't remember. And it was last competition. And I did get the Kaz. So I think I just internalized that as, oh, it's an auto Kaz. Tree with the knockdown, gets a stun out of it. Boot Polish says it was. That's the second time I've been a frog. Cindy fails the pass here, but that's okay. So long as it's not a 1, she's not going to fumble it and blow herself up. Ooh. Nice bomb toss here. Knocks down 3 players, gets a stun on 1. So now the Dream of Wish Foundation in a little bit of a predicament. They need to make sure that sponsor Eleanor is going to stay on the pitch here. Spend the final reroll for the POW against Seabeast. Gets the POW. And the Halfling Sandwich Ball. That's delicious. Look at how it keeps its shape. Oh, that's the perfect sandwich. The perfect sandwich. Good recovery here by Mickey version 0.1. And they're going to reposition there on the 3+ dodge to get right behind that tree. for a future toss. Another foul. Gets a stun. Doesn't get called off. 6:25 on the bonus clock. That'll be it. Turn 5. Back to Conspicuous Disunion now. SB Beaver says, I'm disappointed in Jarwix. It took him till turn 5 to use all of his team rerolls. I feel really bad for the frog there. I hope that play wasn't done on my bad advice. Cindy Pie Whistle is KO'd and removed from the pitch. That might be the last we see of her. 2-die block on Mickey version 0.1. This will be a pow into a chain push. I'm sorry, it'll be a knockdown to a chain push. And the ball gets knocked to the 2-yard line. The ball now on the Halfling 2-yard line. Good pickup by the Ghoul runner, and now trouble for the Halflings as the rookie Ghoul runner number 13 is on the opposing 12-yard line, just off that left sideline. What a terrible joke. Oh no. No, and now the downfall. Failed dodge. Had the free reroll. Turn 6 for Conspicuous Disunion. Oh no. Yeah, they're going to hang out on the 24-yard line. Oh man. And now they're going to try to murder Jerry 2.0 and James 2.0. They take the mark on James. 2-die block on Terry 1.0 gets a push. SB Beaver says, could see the tree tossing a fling to the ball. I like your attitude that you think there's going to be halflings left to be tossed at the ball. Good knockdown on the tree. The tree's not a problem. So the tree, it costs 3 MA to stand up. Oh, finally, ref, get in the game. Finally. Foul on the tree, and the ref says, no, get out of here. That'll be a turnover. Because it costs 3 MA to stand up, and the treemen do not have 3 MA, they have to roll a D6 to stand up. On a 4+, they can stand up. Timber gives them a +1 to their die roll for each assist they have. Turn 7 for the Dream of Wish Foundation. They've got 5 players left on the pitch. Minute 10 to go. The worst part about this for the Halfling team is if these KOs don't come back, there's still sweltering heat to deal with. So we'll see what happens. 1 die on Sea Beast gets a push. SP Beaver says, what the tree really needs is a good old beer boy. There's a good dodge. 2 rushes will mark the ball carrier. Nick Satan getting some prayers. And no, doesn't push it. Doesn't push his luck. Electrus Man says there's no visual for sweltering heat. There is. There's like that heat haze here. You see it? Yeah, there's like a haze. Ball's going to move over to the center pitch here as Conspicuous Disunion tries to stall this out until turn 8. Mr. Rocker Carcass says, I thought it was just some bad graphics at first. Somebody just implemented like a wavy pixel shader because they were about to quit. Rush blitz on James version 2.0. Fails the rush here on the blitz. Spends the reroll to get the knockdown thanks to the block skill, but gets nothing out of the block. I can't believe I forgot to open the vent. It is so cold in here. It was so hot with the vent closed, and now it's so cold. Foul on the treatment. Good oh man. Oh man. I am gonna have I really hope I really hope Nick Satan didn't frog on my commentary. I feel terrible. Oh god. Oh man. SB Beaver says, you just keep rubbing in the fact that you have power to run an air conditioner. I'm sorry. Wow, you've been out without power for a while now, all stream so far. Turn 8 for the Dream of Wish Foundation. Oh, God. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 on the pitch. Hey, let's go. Dodging for days. Let's go. They've marked Felix Evil Eye doing what they can to stop the score. Here's the blitz. He's got the 1-die blitz into a skull, of course, but the 1-die blitz. Turn 8 for Conspicuous Disunion. Final turn here. They need to get this ball free. They can blitz away free. They'll probably bring in number 12. I'm surprised they didn't... Oh, they've got number 11 here. I see. 6v2. This is a 3-die blitz. 3-die blitz. Gets the knockdown. 7+ breaks armor. No armor break. Will walk the ball in. 1-0 the score. Well done by Conspicuous Disunion. Oh, let's see what happens here. 1 turn left in the half. SP Beaver cheering for the offense. Or not one, well, 1 half left. It's late. 1 half left. I don't trust that there's no icons here. We'll see what happens on the sidelines. Cindy gets called off. He'll argue the call. Oh, he has a bribe. I didn't notice he had a bribe. Abo stabs us, demanding death. Argues. Did he successfully argue that? No. And he didn't. What? What just happened? I don't think he actually did have a bribe. I don't know what's going on. But Cindy, he failed to argue the call. Cindy's off the pitch. He got back a ton of KOs. So thankfully, the Dream of Wish Foundation can field a defense here. Nine on the pitch for the Halflings versus 9? 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8? The Halflings have a player advantage? 1-man player advantage for the Halflings. Oh, and importantly, Mr. Wickles, the frog werewolf. So he turned back into a werewolf, but didn't succeed on the knockout roll. So he'll be out of the drive. So just the 2 ghoul runners taking to the pitch here. SB Beaver says the demand death redemption should come with you force to draw on the screen. I have notes. I need to implement these things. I'll put that in the notes. Oh, it's already in my notes. I'm just lazy. All right. Here's the kick. I'd eat that. More prayers to Nuffle. Uh-oh. 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 So he got the one reroll with the chef. A D3 number. I'm sorry. D3 number of players got the loader roll. Well, one just got removed, but all three get the loader roll. It's going to be number 4, number 2, and number 12 here, the hefty who just got removed. Oh no. The ball's in the hands of the number 14 Cool Runner on the 22-yard line. Turn 9 for the Dream of Wish Foundation. Oh boy. Not only was it the 3, they're like, oh, they're all on the right side of the pitch. It's just okay. Dude, I block over on the left side of the line, gets a pal here. 8+ breaks armor for sponsor Patsy. Oh, 3 players. These players are all loners now. It's not normal loner that's 4+, it's a loner 2+, but still, that's unfortunate. Oh, Nuffle. Oh, Nuffle giveth, Nuffle taketh away. Right after, we're like, oh, look how great it is that the werewolf's off for the halfling team. 2-9 blitz against Cosgood Creeps gets a push. So the Wraiths, they are all sidesteppers. So these pushes means these Wraiths, instead of getting pushed backwards, they can get pushed into any adjacent open space, and they, a chime will decide which space that will be. So they can really stay on the drive, and they can be a real nuisance. $30 seconds on the clock for the Dream of Wish Foundation. Just 4 rerolls for the game. Turn 10 for Conspicuous Disunion. Hank the Ranger says they deserve all of this. The Dream of Wish Foundation is a disgusting organization. Oh, man. Ball advances up to the 10-yard line over in the left wide zone. Because there aren't very many halflings to see over here on this side of the pitch. 2-9 blitz against Jerry version 2.0. This is not going to work out. And does Conspicuous Disunion burn a reroll here? They will. They're down to 1 reroll for the game. They're going to get a dodge push out of this. Once your player's out of rerolls, their odds significantly change. So Nick Satan might try to play tactically in a way where he forces Conspicuous Disunion to burn a reroll. The problem is that might put him out of position with so few players left on the pitch, and that in turn means low speed, being out of position means they might go down 0-2, and even if you force that final reroll to be burned, being down 0-2 is a very it's a very deep hole to climb out of. Cosgood Creeps on the block over on the right side of this formation here. Gets a push against Charles, the level 2 halfling hopeful. Two-die block gets caught. It's good creeps. The other trait they have there is that foul appearance, where you have to roll a d6 before blocking them, and if you roll a 1, you refuse to touch them. Also a nuisance trait. Gets a push against the Wraith. Halfling's such a hard team to coach, I think. Pow against Sea Beast. 8+ breaks armor. Really hoping for an armor break here. Doesn't get it. And now Pow against Zombie Zeke over on the left side of the line. Again, hoping for an armor break on an 8+. Doesn't get it. So the problem with the Halflings here is there's... Look how many players they have. They have 1, 2... Let's just flip this around real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're all over here. They're not very fast. So if the ball's going this way, they are going to have to shift now to get in front of it. And even then, they're strength 2. They're up against these strength 3 ghoul runners who are MA 7. It can be very, very tough to mount a defense at this point against such a speedy piece. They might be better served just setting up tackle zones between the ghoul runners and the end zone, but they're already down a touchdown. Here's a foul on the Wraith. 3 assists on the foul. No armor break. No foul called. Those loners on the prayer last until the end of the drive. They don't last for the rest of the game. Turn 11 for Conspicuous Disunion. So Conspicuous Disunion needs to keep this ball safe for sure. You can't just throw a ghoul runner down pitch and say, oh, I'm strength 3, the halflings are strength 2. Because a halfling with 2 assists now has the 2-die block, and Chime is recognizing this is just going to keep this ball safe. In fact, Chime doesn't even really need to score, right, in order to win the ball game. So they're not under any real pressure to score. The only real pressure to score at this stage in the ball game is standing and SPP. You get 3 SPP for a touchdown. Turn 11 for the Dream of Wish Foundation. This is Conspicuous Disunion's first game of the competition. They had a bye week in week 1. They're looking to pick up their first win here in week 2. If they do, they will advance into 4th place in Division A. After week 9, the top 2 teams of each of the 3 divisions, plus the 2 best placing teams between the 3 divisions, besides the top 2, will advance to the top 8. And they'll be seeded accordingly in a single elimination bracket. The winner of the Spike Magazine Trophy will not only be declared the new Spike Magazine Trophy champion, but they will earn an invitation to our Invitational at the end of the season. That's the Blood Bowl. That's the championship competition of the season. And their invitation will place them in the top bracket. The runner-up will also get an invitation. They will be in the runners-up bracket. The winner of the runners-up bracket will then advance to the top bracket to compete against the 3 competition winners. And a number of other teams may qualify as well, depending on how that bracket shapes up. We have 3 open competitions this season. This is our second open of this season. The first one was the Chaos Cup. This is the Spike Magazine Trophy. We have the Dungeon Bowl after this as well. BB Nutt, a Nurgle coach this season, won the Chaos Cup. "24 seconds ago for the Dream a Wish Foundation." They're repositioning in the The terrifying halfling column. Turn 12 for Conspicuous Disunion. Ball's going to shift over to the right wide zone. Gets the mark against Jimmy version 2.0. He's going to blitz with Cuthbert Crawls. So this is a 3-die blitz. 3-die blitz. Gets the knockdown thanks to the block skill, but he might want to push him off the ball carrier. Nope, he gets the knockdown. No armor break. People laugh when they have a crash landing. Laugh at this flying children being flung by trees. 2-die uphill. It doesn't even matter that it's uphill. Double skulls against Deacon Carlswell. Turn 12 for the Dream of Wish Foundation. Final turn of the third quarter. Dream of Wish Foundation's down a touchdown. They have 4 rerolls for the game. They're in a difficult spot here. We'll see if they can get this ball back. Starting the turn with a foul. This might mean he's not going to do... Well, he's going to stand up that halfling, right? So he goes for the foul first. Had 3 assists on the foul. That brings the AV down to a 6+, but wasn't able to break armor. 2-die block by sponsor Eleanor gets a push. I like to think that the Dream of Wish Foundation, yeah, they lie to children. But they just try to convince children that their dream is to play professional Blood Bowl so that Nick can run a successful franchise. That's what the Dream of Witch Foundation is. 1 rush to mark Cuthbert Crawls over in the right wide zone. So still playing defense here. And now the artillery halfling needs a 5+ on the pass. Hey, he lands on his feet. Good pass. Good pass by sponsor Patsy. Marks the zombie of Mr. Hyde, as does Frankleton version 1.2. One die block on the zombie of Mr. Hyde, and that works out. Gets the POW. And the armor break gets a stun. Well done. That'll be the turn. We'll see if he repositions. He is going to reposition on the blitz here. 1 die. Another POW on Cuthbert Crawls. Gets the POW, follows up, and marks the ball. Well done by the Dream of Wish Foundation. Good pass here by the tree. Picking up that adjacent halfling. He's going to fumble the halfling, but now gets him into position for the assist and works out here. And now trying to clear these halflings that are annoying this Necro team. They get a push against Jimmy version 2.0. Got a knockdown on the first block. And now the ball carrier is going to have to retreat. Count Avalo von Meanskrieg, the number 14 rookie ghoul runner, is going to retreat back to his own 14-yard line. And they're going to send Zombie Zeke way down the left sideline. Is he threatening to... I mean, I would just leave him there. Turn 13 for the Dream of Wish Foundation. They get a POW with sponsor Patsy against Deacon Creeper Carlswell. A 9+ will break armor thanks to that Mighty Blows skill, but he doesn't get it. That's right. It's only a game. finally failed to take root roll for the first time this game. He's going to keep it and not re-roll it. So the negative trait for the trees is that they can take root. They roll a d6 before they activate. On a 1, they have taken root, which means they cannot move for the rest of the drive unless they are knocked down. If they're knocked down, they're no longer rooted. Very efficient turns by both of these coaches. Both seasoned veterans of the game, turn 13 for the Dream of Wish Foundation, and a whopping 6 minutes on the bonus clock here as we're in the final quarter of play. 2-die block against Cause Good Creeps. They're going to get a POW out of this. Both teams playing hard in the sweltering heat. Dream of Wish Foundation got hit with 3 loners thanks to Nuffle's kindness. Nuffle whispered in their ear and was like, "That team of yours, you don't need them. You're better on your own." And they said, "Yeah, I am." Going for the foul on the flush column. 2 assists on the foul. Rolled a 3, didn't get anything out of it. And does not get called off. Tough position for the Dream of Wish Foundation to be in. They have to play defense, which they're doing very effectively. But they also need to get this ball back, and I don't know how it's going to happen. Apostabza says, will the Necros even try to score? I don't know, honestly. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I would. 2-die block on Terry version 1.0 is going to be a dodge push here. Ball carriers all the way back on their own 14-yard line. Sweltering heat, I think, hurts the more fragile teams more than the less fragile teams, because the more fragile teams have probably lost players already by the time heat stroke takes effect, and losing even more players really hurts. Both the colors of the dice for both these teams really pair well together. Turn 14 for the Dream of Wish Foundation, right? If you've lost, say, 5 players and then you lose 3 to heat stroke, you've lost 8, your opponent's lost 3. You know? Mr. Rocker Crocker says, sweltering heat hurts teams that rely on certain players to be successful. If you can win on a team with a team of linemen, then the heat stroke is kind of a moot point. Fair enough. Yep, like Wood Elves probably don't care so much. Good halfling toss to get on the ball here. Toss the halfling. Use the re-roll. Got through the loner roll. It's only a 2+. And Jimmy version 2.0 stays on his feet to apply some pressure to the ball. Here's the blitz on the uphill blitz. Double skulls. Look, if Nuffle doesn't want you... If Nuffle doesn't want you to go there, man, you can't go there. Oh, man. Oh, man. Good halfling toss, went for the uphill block, rolled double skulls, and then got knocked out. Good effort, though. Turn 15 for Conspicuous Disunion. Looks like they might have this game in the bag here. We'll see. Man. 2 rushes to a handoff. Good handoff. 2 rushes can get on the board. He doesn't need to actually get into the end zone here. Yeah, he's just going to park it on the 22. With 2 turns left, the Halfling team would need to have someone in scoring position, which technically they could do with the Treeman throwing a Halfling, but it is not looking likely. Foul taken against Jerry version 2.0. Got nothing out of the foul. The ref still doesn't see anything. Needs a big 6. Big 6 on the pass. Jerry version 2.0 is not going to land on his feet. He's going to be stunned. Trying to do anything to stop the score here. And now at this point, I think Nick Satan's going to maybe just try to keep players alive. He is putting himself in between the rest of the Necro team and the ball carrier. He might give this another go on turn 16 just to stop that score. Again, even if you lose the game, even if you score no touchdowns, touchdown differential, that's the second tiebreaker in terms of rankings, right? It's number of league points you scored, then if you beat your opponent, then TD diff, then how many TDs you've scored. Uh-oh. Gets stunned. He stays alive on the failed dodge. Turn 16 for Conspicuous Disunion. 1 reroll left. Are they going to roll dice? Or are they going to walk it in? They're probably going to roll dice and try to maximize their potential for SPP here. 3-die block against Charles. Got the POW. They're looking for a 7+. If they get the Kaz, they'll get 2 SPP on Cause Good Creeps. There it is. 2 SPP. Well done. So, there's the score, 2-0. The score now. Conspicuous Disunion increases their lead, and I think that's a ball game. 1 more turn left, I believe. You should eat the sandwich. Don't cradle it. So, before this game started, my TV was barely higher than the Halfling team. That's how beat up I got in week 1. So 1 turn left. The Dream and Wish Foundation can get on the board here with the Halfling toss. We'll see if they can make it happen. There'll be 3 on the line for Conspicuous Disunion. They're going to screen out the pitch with everyone else. I made a grilled cheese sandwich the other night, and it was delicious. I loved it. So 2 back to receive. He'll have probably a halfback, and it looks to be Tiny Tim. That'll be the potential scoring threat. Nerf says, any more games after this one? Nope, this is the last one of the evening. How could you? On sourdough in an air fryer. Here's the kick. It's a pitch invasion. Oh, God. Of course it is. He can still move the tree to throw the player, but he's got to get somebody to block it. He's not even going to try it. Yeah, get that SPP. Oh, man. All right, well. Novel said not today. Oh, not today. Oh, God. All right. 47 seconds in the ball game. So he's got the knockdown on the line, but nobody's left to do anything. Did you declare the pass? You did declare the pass. Throw it to the tree. Throw it to the tree. I respect that. Yeah. Throw it to the other team. Well. Oh, that was I had a lot of fun. I don't know if Nick did. Oh, but with that win, a Conspicuous Disunion's going to advance into 4th place. They are undefeated. They had a bye in week 1. They're now 1-0-0 here in week 2. Congratulations to Chime. Let's take a look at the schedule before we leave. Okay, 1 game left to be played this week, and it's going to be unaired, unfortunately. That'll be this Saturday, June 21st. And after that, then week 3 will begin. Oppo stabs us, says, wait, a dwarf team is doing worse than halflings? It happens. So after this Saturday, it means on Sunday, June 22nd, week 3 will begin. And is it a rookie coach? That's cool. That's genuinely cool. I love that. But week 3 will begin on Sunday, which means coaches will begin scheduling their week 3 matchups then. And when those games get scheduled, you'll be able to check out and get alerted to that schedule on our website at maml.club. That's maml.club. Here on Twitch or on our social media pages on Blue Sky, X, and Facebook, which you can't see. There we go. You can also watch previous games on our YouTube channel. You can also check out the schedule and standings and chat with the coaches and stuff on our Discord channel. And there's a link for it right there. You can come hang out with us. If you want to participate in our next Open, the Dungeon Bowl, it's still many weeks out, but just drop on by our Discord and say, hey, Ava, I want to play in the Dungeon Bowl. What do I have to do? I'll put you on the list. And then when registration opens, I'll tell you what to do. It's very, very simple. You'll make a team. You'll tell me what the team name is, and then we'll take it from there. But you should play this game. Blood Bowl is so much fun. You can play Blood Bowl via Blood Bowl 3 on Steam, the Epic Game Store, PlayStation, and Xbox, and a tabletop format, your friendly local game store. Thanks, Hank the Ranger. I appreciate it. Thanks, everyone, for coming out and watching our triple header this evening, for participating in the league, for hanging out and enjoying some Blood Bowl with us. I love this game. I hope you love this game, too. We'll see you back here for week 3. But until then, enjoy the rest of your Thursday evening. Take care, everyone.